From the Big Flem Studios in sunny Southern California, it's Big Flem's Pigskin Picks with your host, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming. Hey folks, what's up? This is your host, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, with another episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks College Edition here on Big Flem Radio and TV. This is week number 15, and this is kind of like the last week of the regular season for college football, week number 15, the conference championship games, like I said, especially for the power conferences. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started, folks. All right, yesterday, Friday evening, we had the Pac-12 or the Puke-12 championship game, where we had the number 6 ranked the number 6 Utah Utes at 11-1, traveling to Eugene, Oregon, to take on the number 14th ranked Oregon Ducks, who are 10-2. So, based off of the score I saw this morning, it seemed like Oregon had manhandled the Utes in the Puke-12 or Pac-12 championship. So Oregon won the Pac-12 championship for this year. So I guess, I don't know, they'll have a chance to get into the top 4 considering their ranking, especially Utah being Oregon at number 14. I doubt if they'll get a shot in the college football playoffs because they rank so way far down. So, all right, let's get to the nitty-gritty here. All right, we're going to look at the Big 12 championship game later on this evening, where we have the number 9 ranked Baylor Bears at 11-1 playing against the number 7th ranked Oklahoma Sooners at 11-1. Right now, they got the Sooners as a 9-point favorite to beat Baylor. Like I said, they beat them several weeks ago in their head-to-head matchup in the regular season down in Waco, and hopefully Baylor can get a revenge match up here. So we're going to lean towards Baylor in a minor upset over the Oklahoma Sooners in the Big 12 championship game. All right, the key game I'm looking forward to is the SEC championship game, because you got two teams that are currently number 2 and number 4 in the college football playoff ranking right now. And of course, one team, whoever wins the SEC championship, will stay there, and the other one will probably end up, being on the outside looking in as far as voter consideration by the voters for final college football playoff rankings for the top 4 teams to go into playoffs. So right now, LSU is a 7-point favorite to beat Georgia. And like I said, everybody has seen all the predictors and prognosticators saying that Georgia will cover that spread. But like I say, the main thing is if Georgia defense ranks 2nd in the FBS in defense, they haven't given up more than 20 points a game throughout the season, and also they're ranked number 1 in the SEC in defense. So, like I said, Georgia's got the defense. Right now, as their offense is struggling, especially they lost Lawrence Cager, their wide receiver, to a high ankle sprain. He had surgery this past week, so he's out. And also they got, Pickens, one of the other wide receiver, got into an altercation with a Georgia Tech player last week against Georgia Tech, and he got ejected last week and also suspended for the first half of this game. So Georgia is going to be hurting for Georgia in the first half without Pickens. So that means the other wide receivers and tight ends and whoever else got to step up to the plate, at least in the first half. So, all right, with that being said, like I said, the Georgia defense can go ahead and slow down Joe Burrows and their high-powered offense. Georgia might have a chance to overcome that 7-point spread and pull out the win and win the SEC. So I'm going with Georgia on this one, folks. All right, our next pick we got is the Big Ten championship, where we got the number 1 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes, a.k.a. the Buckaroos, Ohio State, of course, hosting the number 12th ranked Wisconsin Badgers, who beat Minnesota last week in a good game. So, like I say, I heard that Justin Fields had his knee banged up last week against Michigan. So, and he's wearing a knee brace. So we'll see how effective that knee brace is as far as his mobility is concerned. Like I say, will Wisconsin's defense will step up to the plate and take care of Justin Fields and company? We'll see. I hate to go against the grain, but I'm going with Ohio State Buckeyes, aka the Buckaroos, to win the Big Ten championship. All right, folks, we're going to continue on. Then we have the ACC championship played in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City, at Bank of America Stadium, where we have the number 3 ranked Clemson Tigers at 12-0 hosting the Virginia Cavaliers at 9-3. Like I said, Trevor Lawrence, that offense, if he can keep it going, I think they can beat Virginia very handily in this game. And hopefully it'll also better their chances in the college football playoff rankings when it comes out on Tuesday. So we're going with Clemson on this one, folks. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Big Flem's Pigskin Picks College Football Edition here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Flem Radio wants you to know that approximately every 51 minutes, someone is killed in a drunk driving crash. Buzz driving can also cause huge financial penalties with fines and legal fees. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Find out more at nhtsa.org.
Smart and Final? Hey there. Howard. I just heard about the Smart and Final truckload of savings extravaganza. I can always rely on you guys for a great idea. Thanks, Howard. We got some of our best prices of the year when you use your Smart Advantage card. I always use my Smart Advantage card. I know, Howard. And hey, you want to use my truck? What? The delivery truck I use for my restaurant. Because I'm thinking it's perfect for your truckload of savings extravaganza. Howard, truckload of savings is just an expression. Really? Yeah. Or will people stop by Smart and Final expecting to witness an actual truckload of savings? Well, they're going to see savings all over the store. And you just saw them. Big size food products, paper goods, cleaning supplies. Sounds like a truckload to me. Hence the name Smart and Final's truckload of savings. One would expect to see a truck. And you can use mine. That's all I'm saying. You still there? Howard, you can come over and shop today. I'll be there. Good. Don't forget your card. I always use my Smart Advantage card. That's why we love you, Howard. Do you have a Smart Advantage card? It's easy to get. It's free. And it's the only way to take advantage of Smart and Final's truckload of savings. Smart and Final, your friend in the... Hi, you've reached Heineken USA. We're not in right now, but if you have a story you'd like to share with us, tell us. All right, beep's coming up. I stopped at a buddy's house this weekend, and when I walked in, he was vacuuming the floor with an old canister vac. He's got the hose in one hand and a hiney in the other. When he turned to look at me, he hit the end of the retractable power cord, pulling it out of the electrical socket. The cord whipped around in the air like a snake. The plug hit him right between the eyes just as he had turned to look at me. He never saw it coming. It knocked him right on his butt. He didn't have the vacuum in hand, but he was still holding his Heineken. Never spilled a drop. My kind of man. Well, at least he has his priorities in order. If you want to share a story you've heard over Heineken, call 1-800-44-RED-STAR. The machine is always on. Talk to you later. Heineken USA, White Plains, New York. Business.
Hey folks, this is Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, the host and creator of Big Flem Radio and TV website. As you know, I am a host of 6 podcasts on Big Flem Radio and TV, designed for the general listening audience. Like I said, whenever you get a chance, check it out. Check out the website. Check out the online store for Big Flem Radio and TV themed products and little knickknacks and gifts for your friends and your family members. Like I said, you'll find it very interesting. I guarantee it. Like I said, the podcast covers news, music, talk. I wouldn't say news, but mainly talk about today's news and topics, as well as a channel dedicated to my fellow American military veterans, because I am a veteran myself. 21 years qualifying service in the Army and the Army Reserves, which includes 2 combat tours in Iraq and 6 months contingency operation tour in Kuwait. So I dedicate that show to all my fellow veterans and family members of veterans. So if you give a chance, hey, give me a chance. Give a listen. Check out the website at www.bigflemradiotv, that's one word, .com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv.com. I'll spell it out for you. It's BIGFLEM as in Mike, RADIO TV. And you can send me a tweet on Twitter with the hashtag Flem, FLEM_radio. So like I said, give me a shot, give it a listen. And also if you want to send a request for a song or want to make a comment or criticisms about any of the podcast shows on Big Flem Radio and TV, go ahead. I like to hear from you. Send me a shout out, or if you want me to do a shout out for somebody, or if you want to do a dedication on a certain show, just send it to the email bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradiotv@gmail.com, and put whatever particular podcast show in the subject line. For example, One of the shows you're listening to right now is Big Flem's Pigskin Picks, NFL Edition, as well as College Football Edition. Also, you can send the subject line. You can use My Prerogative with Lorenzo Fleming, Reflections, Rockin' Into the Night, as well as Lorenzo's Jams. Again, give it a try. Check it out. Listen to it. Tell all your friends and your neighbors and your family members, and even strangers. You won't regret it. It's Big Flem Radio and TV.
Hi, I'm here today because I'm addicted.
Big Flem Radio and TV.
Get ready.
You know.
Now that's an addiction, man.
Hey folks, welcome back. Everybody's getting ready for the holiday season, and right now today is the 7th. Today's Pearl Harbor Day, so we would like to give a moment of silence to those family members who had relatives that served during World War II who died during the Pearl Harbor attack, the attack that led us into World War II on this day 78 years ago. Like I want to give thoughts to them, as well as any survivors of the Pearl Harbor attack, and also all war survivors. All right, like I said, I give my props to you guys. All right, let's move right along. Like I say, it's the holiday season. Everybody's focusing on doing their little Christmas shopping. Right now, it's 17 shopping days left till Christmas, as well as 24 days left in 2019. So make every day count for the rest of this year. Whatever things that you haven't wrapped up yet for 2019, you got 17 days to try to do it before you move into the new year. So that's my little spiel on that. Like I say, check out Big Flem Radio and TV website. Like I said, you will hear this podcast as well as 5 other podcast shows dedicated to music, talk, veterans information, and news, as well as sports. And also, you also listen to the Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition on Big Flem Radio and TV as well. And as I said earlier, like I said, everybody's doing a little Christmas shopping. Won't you check out the online store? Like I said, it has plenty of nice Big Flem Radio and TV theme merchandise, to purchase for your friends, your loved ones, your family members, co-workers, battle buddies, strangers, aliens from Mars and outer space. Like I said, check it out. Go to www.bigflemradiotv.com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv, that's one word.com. Like I said, if you want to be a guest picker or prognosticator for Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL or College Edition, like I said, shoot us an email at bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradiotv, one word, @gmail.com, and put in the subject line Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL or College Football Edition. Also, you can send the same information via Twitter. That's right, folks, we have a Twitter account, so you can tweet us your picks or your comments or your concerns or criticisms of this podcast and all the other podcasts on Big Flem Radio and TV. The hashtag @Flem_radio. Again, that's @Flem, FLEM, as in Mike, _radio, RADIO. Also, we have a Facebook page as well as a Facebook group page. Just go to facebook.com/Big Flem Radio and TV, and you can do the same thing as well. And also, we'll be posting some information and some tidbits that's concerning to music, current events, and etc. All right, folks, let's get back to our picks here. Like I said, there should be a few more picks here. So this is championship weekend for college football. All righty. Now, moving on to our next game, we have the Sun Belt Conference, where we have the University of Alabama Birmingham Blazers at 9-3 traveling to Boca Raton, Florida to take on the Florida Atlantic University Owls at 9-3, coached by Lane Kiffin. Of course, he's the coach at Tampa Bay, and also he was the coach at USC, and then he coached at Tennessee. And also he had a stint in the NFL. Actually, I think he was a Buccaneers or Buccaneers coach, I think so, or Raiders coach. He had a brief stint in the NFL, didn't work out too well. So, and also he was a offensive coordinator at Alabama for a couple of seasons. So he won a couple of national championship at Alabama as a coordinator. So far he's turned this program around down at Florida Atlantic. So that's why we're going for Florida Atlantic University or University of Alabama Birmingham Blazers for the Sun Belt Conference Championship. Now we have our next pick will be from the Metro Atlantic Conference, the MAC Conference, where we have the Miami, Ohio Redhawks at 7-5, traveling to Central Michigan, the Chippewas at 8-4 for the MAC Championship. So far both teams they had a pretty decent good season. Well, I'm going for Central Michigan over the Miami, Ohio Redhawks for the MAC Conference Championship. All right. Now we go into Conference USA, where we have the 19th ranked Cincinnati Bearcats at 10-2, playing against the 18th ranked Memphis Tigers at 11-1. Both teams had a great year this year. But I'm leaning towards Memphis Tigers over the Cincinnati Bearcats for the Conference USA title. All right. Then we have another conference. We have the Louisiana Raging Cajuns at 10-2. Traveling to Boone, North Carolina to take on the number 25th ranked Appalachian State Mountaineers at 11-1. I'm familiar with Appalachian State when they used to be in the Southern Conference in Division I AA before they become FCS, and then they decided to move up to the big time in FBS. They also knocked off Michigan several years ago in the season opener. So these guys shouldn't be underestimated. So with that being said, we're going to go with Appalachian State over the Raging Cajuns of the University of Louisiana. All right. Our next pick is from the Mountain West Conference Championship, where we have the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors at 9-4, taking on the number 20th ranked Boise State Broncos at 11-1. Like I said, Boise State had that nice blue field up there in Boise, Idaho, and they're doing pretty good, and they always been a contention, years ago under the BCS system, and they always get shut out because they're not part of a major conference. So hopefully, with that being said, we're rooting for the Boise State Broncos to take out the Hawaii Rainbows for the Mountain West Championship. All right. And also for the SWAC Conference Championship, the Southwest Athletic Conference for HBCUs, Historic Black Colleges and Universities, we have Southern University, the Jaguars, 8-4, playing Alcorn State Braves, or 8-3. Like I said, I don't follow too much of the HBCU schools as far as college football is concerned, but I think I'll go with Southern University Jaguars since they beat Grambling State last week in the Bayou Classic, which is a big, college football game for the HBCU schools. So we're going for the Southern University Jaguars over the Alcorn State Braves. And also, since next week there's only one major college game to be played, and it'd be no sense wasting a podcast just for one game, we're gonna throw that game in this broadcast. It's the annual tradition known as the Army-Navy game. For those in the military, or those who've been in the military who are familiar with it, they know what the rivalry is all about. Right now, Army's won 3 in a row after Navy dominated the last 15 years prior to that. And the Army has won the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, the last 2 years. So with that being said, the winner of this matchup will win the Army. The Army will win the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. So right now, they seem like the Army has a good chance, either whether they win or lose, because Army already beat Air Force, and the Navy lost to Air Force. So right now, Army can still retain the Commander-in-Chief trophy with a loss, and it'd be great if they win. It would definitely help their cause, especially for a bowl appearance, if they win the Army-Navy game. So with that being said, to all my Army and Navy veterans and service members out there and sailors, go Army, beat Navy. That's next week's game in Philadelphia at Lincoln Financial Field. So you'll see that on CBS on Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening on the East Coast. All right, folks, let's go do our recap of our picks for Week 15, the championship weekend. like I say, on Thursday night, I wasn't able to pick that game. Like I said, the Pac-12 championship, number 6 ranked Utah play versus the number 14th ranked Oregon Ducks. Of course, from what I saw, the Oregon Ducks manhandled the Utah Utes for the Pac-12 Puke 12 championship. All right, the SEC. That game should be getting started here in a few minutes. Down in Atlanta, Georgia, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Right now, Georgia's a 7-point underdog against LSU. But like I said, Georgia should be good with their number 2 ranked defense. If Jake Fromm can find somebody to step up to the plate as far as their wide receivers, and also DeAndre Swift, if he's healthy enough to get that ground game going, I think. And also, of course, if the defense, stick it to Joe Burrows, keep him in check, keep him from making those long bombs, I think Georgia can pull it out. So we're going with Georgia over LSU Tigers for the SEC championship. Okay, for the ACC championship, we could pick the Clemson over Virginia. For the Big Ten championship, we have the Ohio State Buckeyes, aka the Buckaroos, over Wisconsin Badgers, going against the grain on that one. And of course, we have the Big 12. I'm going against the grain. Like I said, Baylor lost to Oklahoma in the regular season several weeks ago. I'm hoping that Baylor can pull an upset and beat Oklahoma for the Big 12 championship. For the Sun Belt championship, we're looking at Florida Atlantic Owls over UAB Blazers. For the Conference USA championship, we're going for Memphis Tigers over the Cincinnati Bearcats. And for the Mountain West championship, we're going with Boise State Broncos over the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And in our last matchup, we have Appalachian State easily beating Louisiana Raging Cajuns for their conference championship. And also, for next week's game, we have the Army-Navy game. Of course, I'm rooting for Army to beat Navy and retain the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. And also to get a bowl, and also punch their ticket to a bowl game this year. All right, folks, that does it. Oh, I forgot one more team. The Southwestern Athletic Conference, the SWAC Conference Championship for the historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs. We're rooting for Southern University Jaguars over the Alcorn State Braves in that one, folks. Now, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, folks. Another episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks, college football edition here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Also, don't forget to check out Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition for week number 13 of the NFL season. Like I said, we're almost winding down the regular season in the NFL. Like I said, we got 4 games left. So hopefully the playoff picture will become better after this weekend. So until then, take care. Be safe out there. Be careful out there while you're out Christmas shopping and buying gifts for your family and friends. Be aware of your surroundings. And always make sure you keep an eye on your banking debit cards. Make sure you don't suffer from identity theft or cyber attacks. So make sure you keep that in mind, folks. All right. Like I say, since I've already announced the only one major game, college football game, is playing next week, we're going to take a 1-week hiatus. And then we'll be back starting after the 20th to start covering all the college bowl games on Big Flem's Pigskin Picks College Football Edition. All right, folks. As again, we're going to sign off now. Until then, take care. Be good. Take care of yourselves. Be blessed and be a blessing to others, especially this holiday season. If you know somebody who's alone and lonely, who needs somebody to talk to, who needs somebody to help, go talk to them. Go check up on them. Just make sure they're all right. This is the holiday season. There's a lot of folks suffer through holiday blues and stuff like that. And a lot of people, have a lot of mental issues during this time of the year. So make sure you check on your folks, check on your family members, coworkers and friends, and even a stranger. If you see somebody in need, if you're able to help out, try to help out, folks. This is the reason Jesus is the reason for the season, and it's also a season for giving. Until then, take care. We're signing off now. Big Flem Pigskin Picks NFL Edition is a production Actually, I stand corrected. Big Flem Radio and TV is a production of Black Rebel Productions in association with Big Flem Media. The college football theme is a property of the NCAA as well as CBS Sports. Big Flem Radio and TV does not own the rights to the music clip, nor do they profit from it. And also, Big Flem's Pigskin Picks is written, produced, and hosted by yours truly, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming.
Ever since they got married, Mark and Martha's motto was, think big. The redwoods sure look good this year. Yeah, but they're getting harder to prune. And when they found out that the grand game from the lottery has the largest instant prize ever of $100,000. This is tremendous. It went over big. Just like if we win, we could get another kitty cat. But Martha. Remember our motto, Mark? Oh, right. Think big. Yeah, think big on mine. Just get 3 matching prize amounts and you could be a big winner. Overall odds of winning are better than 1 in 9. Uncover 3 entry symbols for a chance at the weekly multi-million-dollar growing grand prize. You must be 18 to play. Prizes of $1 million or more are paid over 20 years. And remember, when you play the California lottery, our schools win too. And that can make a big difference. I'm gonna go paint lane lines on the bottom of the bird bath. Be careful. Yeah. The California lottery. You can win big. Daddy, did you take this first walk? I guess so. You guess so? Yeah, I'm never sure whether I'm taking him or he's taking me. Well, keep eating right and taking Flintstones vitamins. And soon you'll be a bigger influence on moose. Flintstones, complete with the vitamins and minerals kids need and the great taste they love. From Radio Shack, the highest selling speakers in the country, and the highest speaker sale of the year. Now through Monday, all speakers are 1/3 off. 1/3 off high-power speakers for your home, office, car, or truck. 1/3 off subwoofer, mini, bookshelf, and power speakers. Radio Shack sells more high-quality speakers than anyone. Over 100 different speakers now on sale. Better hurry, Radio Shack's 1/3 off speaker sale ends Monday. It's too hot to last. Offer good at participating stores and dealers.
Gnarly, dude. This is Jess Bacoli. When I'm out hanging 10, catching the waves, checking out the chicks, and skipping Mr. Hand's class, I'm listening to Big Flem Radio and TV. Oh.
Who are you?
We're Big Flem Radio and TV.